These were the scenes last week as hundreds gathered in the city of Detroit and elsewhere for vigils and protests for the death of Renee Good. All throughout the weekend, people wondered just how active is ICE in Michigan population centers. I'm Norris with Distill Social. Let's chat about it. According to the Deportation Data Project, over 2,300 people have been detained by ICE in Michigan alone, centering on areas like Metro Detroit and Grand Rapids. That marks a 150% jump since the start of 2025. The vast majority of the arrests are people who had no violent history. They were just complying with immigration requirements, or they were even children when they arrived in the States. This played out in Grand Rapids back in June of 2025 when 6 people were detained while checking in with authorities as they waited for their immigration hearings. These are people who are trying to do the right thing. But in terms of Michigan, very few places are seeing it worse than Southwest Detroit. As a matter of fact, Western International High School in the heart of the Southwest has become a hotbed of ICE activity. For example, in November, two 16-year-old cousins who were students at Western International were detained during a home raid and sent hundreds of miles away to a detention facility in Texas while seeking asylum. But beyond that, there's reports of a potential ICE processing facility in Highland Park have sparked alarm among residents and local officials who fear it could permanently expand ICE's footprint and normalize the kind of aggression that we've been seeing nationwide. But in Detroit, certain leaders and organizers are trying to figure out how to prevent a tragic event like this from happening in Michigan. Just last week, Detroit City Council member Gabriela Santiago Romero began exploring how the city of Detroit can limit ICE's ability to work in the city. That means seeing if they could be barred from city limits or stopping them from using city property as basis of operations. That's similar to the executive order the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, issued. It's now illegal for ICE to use city property for operations in Chicago. In August, the ACLU also sued ICE after a Detroit man was held in detention centers without a bond hearing. They argued that ICE was violating his basic due process rights, and the federal judge ordered ICE to release him or provide a hearing. That's a rare reminder that constitutional protections do not disappear just because ICE wants them to. ICE is operating with expanded power, no transparency, devastating consequences for real people. That enforcement has become louder, harsher, and more indiscriminate. Many families here in Metro Detroit are now wondering not if ICE will show up, but when, and will they survive the encounter?